Hello, geometry kids. This is the second video that I said I was going to do. That is part of, I think it's day 9. There is a practice sheet, and I think there is notes in practice, and then there is extra practice. This is on the topic of finding distance if you're given a point and a line. So they have examples in the notes where it is a vertical line and a horizontal line, and calculating that distance, that's just counting up if it's horizontal or counting left and right if it's vertical. So that one I don't need to go over. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. But the situation where you will need some help is when your line is slanted in some way, shape, or form, and your point is offsetting the line. You would go about this in kind of similar to finding the perpendicular bisector of a segment or of a line. So here we have line M, here's point C, and we want to find the distance. So we're going to need to find out, how far it is and where the this point C is perpendicular to line M. So we want to find out, let's see, I can put it over here. Find where point C is perpendicular to line M. Okay, we want to find that out. Okay, so on a coordinate plane, you'll have it labeled. So I'm going to do my best to accurately, as best as I can, accurately give you a couple points so you can find the equation of line M. So let's just say here's a point. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7. So 7, 6 is 1 point. So here's 7, 6. Okay, so there's 1 point. And then your other point we'll use down here. So we'll do -4, -4 is the other point. And I apologize in advance if this isn't pretty, but this is just as an example. So we have 2 points. We can find the slope. Okay, so slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We plug in. So I'm going to go we'll go down up. So we'll go -4 minus 6, -4 minus 6, -4 minus 7. So that is -10 over -11, so that is 10 elevenths. So that is the slope of this line is 10 elevenths. Okay, now we want to find the slope that's perpendicular, and it's going to go through point C, which happens to be -3, -3, 5. C is located at -3, 5. Okay, but we want to find the perpendicular slope. So what would the perpendicular slope be to 10 elevenths? Well, it would be the negative reciprocal. So the negative reciprocal of 10 elevenths is going to be -11 tenths. So our slope for our perpendicular line is going to be -11 tenths. Okay, so the perpendicular slope, so we're going to have our slope for the perpendicular line. So what I'm saying here is that my perpendicular line, its slope is -11 tenths. Okay, referring back to the video I posted on equations of lines, when you're given a slope and a point, you can use point slope form. So we have a slope, we have a point, so we can use point slope form. And point slope is again y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so our slope again is negative 11 tenths, and our point was negative 3, 5. So negative 3 is our x, so x minus a negative 3, and our y was 5. All I did was plug in. So let me simplify this side, okay? This is just x plus 3. So I'm going to erase this and put x plus 3. Okay, now I'm going to distribute negative 11 tenths to both sides. So this is negative 11 tenths x minus 33 tenths, and that is equal to y minus 5. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So I'm actually going to step over here. I'm going to put a quick arrow up here so you can see the last part. So I'm adding 5. So y is going to equal negative 11 tenths x. And then I'm going to have negative 33 tenths. And then I'm going to have plus 5. All I did was add 5. Okay. I'm going to change this plus 5 to where the common denominator is 10. So y is negative 11 tenths x minus 33 tenths plus 50 tenths. Because 50 divided by 10 is 5, so that's the same thing. And then I will simplify. I will combine like terms. And 50 minus 33 is 17, which is positive. And there is the equation of the perpendicular line that goes through point C and is a perpendicular bisector to line M. So you'll be practicing this in the day 9 sheet. There are a few problems that will ask you to do this. Again, if you have any questions, post a comment in Google Classroom for the videos or in the notes. Email me, or you can discuss this with your peers. And hopefully, with enough practice, this will start to make a lot more sense. But for now, this is a new thing, but you're expanding on, well, one, you're expanding on understanding the concept of equations of lines. So we just started with slope intercept. We moved up to standard, and then we included point slope. And point slope is not used a lot, but it is very useful if you're given a slope and a point. If you know those two things, you can use point slope form, and it makes things a lot easier, and you're just doing basic algebra to get slope intercept form. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You'll be working on this today, Monday, as well as Wednesday. Hopefully this video was helpful, and again, please do not be afraid to ask questions. Thank you.